Okay, that was like some weird issues going on. Okay, but it should be good now. That was weird. Some error happened when I was like trying to start the stream and it said, oh, couldn't do it. Bye. So it's kind of why that other one like popped up and it was saying it was an upcoming stream, but yeah, nothing was happening. Okay, so okay, let's move the mouse away because we're not going to need it. Hey, Diego, welcome. Alright. Let's get in there. Where did I leave off? Storage space? Yeah, it's the only one. Yeah, 541. Alright. Ugh, it's been a minute though. Let me see. What was the text history again? Oh, right. Right, because right where it says oof, I remember that was the sex scene that happened. So they got a little frisky before we ended the stream. Okay. The sunlight breaks through my window shortly before my alarm ruins the morning silence. I feel sore. Gee, I wonder why. The events of the previous evening suddenly intrude upon my consciousness, and I find myself blushing. That was an eventful evening, and it explains perfectly the soreness in my lower back. The walk back, as I recall, had been rather tense. Fortunate for me, the only person I ran into on my way back was Kenji. Of course, it's fucking Kenji. And he didn't notice it. Oh, the dude's blind. Come on. Well, almost blind. Well, apart from my being in the general vicinity. Of course, he'd asked how the night went and whether or not I'd learned anything of importance. I don't even know if I opened my mouth to answer. I was too tired to care. And this morning, I'll admit that I'm feeling pretty worn out. Still, Emi had promised to meet me at the track, and I hate to disappoint. She is indeed waiting for me when I arrive. Oh, that's right, she's in the wheelchair, because... Right, she had an infection in the... from where her prosthetics were rubbing up against her legs. Doing her best to look cheery, despite the fact that she's sitting in a wheelchair. I wave to her and begin stretching. You're early. Emi frowns and shakes her head. Ridiculous. You're late. Overslept, Hisao? All tuckered out? Well, at least she seems more like her old self. And as expected, she doesn't seem that shy about mentioning our previous activities. Hey, you're lucky I could show up at all. All that cardiovascular activity last night, I nearly thought I'd see the nurse afterwards. Oh god. Emi laughs out loud. Then her face suddenly becomes more concerned. Hey, that's not, I mean, you're not... go on, spit it out. It's just that it would be hard to explain if you had an episode while we were... Oh yeah, like what happened in Lily's route. He was going at it with her and then... and then... freaking heart attack happens. Actually, wait. Now that I think about it, every major heart attack that Hisao has kind of had in Lily's route have been, like, indirectly caused by Lily. Like, the first bad one he had when, you know, he and Hanako and Lily were, like, trying to walk to, like, the nearby, like, town or something. And he was doing his best to try to keep up and then almost fell over and died. And then they had to like cut their trip short and they had to like go back to the house, the vacation home. And then second time was during sex or whatever it was they were doing. And then the third time was when in the good ending when he's chasing after her. Remember, like you almost die like trying to stop her from leaving. Damn. That's kind of unlucky when you think about it. Oh. Oh. Now that she mentions it, it really is a legitimate concern. I certainly hadn't thought of it last night, of course. Yeah, and why would you? Other more pressing concerns have been at hand. Yeah, like the fact you might have had a boner. Well, I don't think anything we do is going to be any more of a strain than these morning runs. And I handled those fine. So Emi considers this point. I have never seen this expression. And I love it. It's so impish, I love it. She's always looking so cutesy and everything, and you know, like cute and pouty sometimes and all. And then this is like, oh yeah, I'm not a flirt with you. You don't know what's coming. The smug, a devious light appears in her eyes. Yes, it's smug, and then also at the same time, because of the context, it's like, I'm gonna fuck your brains out. Kind of look. You're gonna get it tonight, mister. Oh, the music came back. Say. Hmm? The light vanishes and Emi grins ruefully at me. I can't help but feel vaguely suspicious. I seem to have forgotten a pair of gloves. What do you need gloves for? Emi indicates a chair upon which she is seated. Oh, right, because that could hurt your hands. For this, of course. Sure, regular moving around is all well and good without them, but I won't be able to get a good workout. And to get that kind of speed, you gotta have gloves and you don't want blisters. So, what, are you wussing out on me then? Do I have to go it alone? Go it alone? No, she's just gonna watch while you do it. Emi thinks for a minute, or pretends to think. If I remember right, there's a spare pair or two in the track shed. So she does seriously want to do it then. Oh, that's what she's saying. But in her normal school uniform, I have expected her to wear her gym outfit for something like this. Wait, what are they doing there? Emi looks askance at me. Damn, he sounds fucking dense. Even I fucking knew what she was trying to imply with that. Like, hey, let's go to check out that shed over there. Seriously, you can't think of why a shed full of track supplies at a school for the disabled would have racing gloves? Well, when she puts it that way, I suppose that makes perfect sense. Or is my mind in the gutter right now? Oh my god. Now I don't know where this is going. It's making me second guess. Hey, I'm still getting used to this place. Give me a break, huh? I guess I can let it slide this time. Now come on, I'll need your help. Can't imagine what for, but then again, I didn't have a clue why racing gloves would be in the shed, so I'm not willing to press the issue. Yes, this is very isolated shed. Emi navigates her way to the shed easily enough, but I can hear her grumbling under her breath. It's actually kind of cute. I hurry a little to reach the door first. Opening it would be easier for me than for her. The door opens and Emi starts to wheel inside, only to come to a sudden halt at the doorway. It seems the door sill is slightly too high for her to get over by herself. Oh, she's stuck. She makes a few runs at it unsuccessfully before crossing her eyes and glaring at the offending object. Stupid wheelchair. Hisao, can you give me a hand here? Ah, sure, no problem. I'm kind of glad that he didn't just go and grab the wheelchair, because I heard that's something you really shouldn't do with people who use wheelchairs. Because just grabbing them and moving them along, it's like really invasive. It's a simple enough matter for me to bump Emi over to the doorway, jostling her slightly. Hey, easy there! Whoops, sorry. About this time that I fail to notice where I'm going and run Emi's chair into a mat. Nope. She gives a start yelp and topples forward out of her chair. Holy shit, you idiot, what have you done? There's a moment of silence as I gaze in horror upon what I've done, and Emi glares at me. Hisao. Yeah? Promise me you'll never work at a hospital. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Emi giggles and holds up a hand. Would you kindly hand me back into my chair, Hisao? As I bend down to pick up Emi, she grins in triumph and pulls me into a kiss that quickly has us both entirely unconcerned about getting her back into the chair. In fact, as I move to a more comfortable position, I confess that the chair is pushed out the door, which, startled by the passage, slings shut. Oh my god. I fucking knew it. Cuttlefish. So, got a new kind of workout this time, huh, Hisao? Knock knock. Oh my god, don't tell me they got trapped inside the shed. Who's there? That's not how that joke goes at all. I already said who's there. More importantly, what time is it? Even more importantly, what day? I suddenly catapulted into wakefulness by both the fact that the knocking still hasn't stopped and the fact that it's noon. On a school day. Now fully awake, I can remember why I was napping. Better not give that excuse to Muto. It's 'cause you were fucking around. Literally. I wonder how long this knocking is going to continue. Guess I ought to answer the door. I am strangely unsurprised to see Kenji on the other side. It appears that Kenji is surprised to see me. What the hell are you doing here, man? Well, I was sleeping. Hang on. Alright, nice to know that I wasn't wrong, that she really was thinking about, hey, let's go to that shed and, you know, nudge nudge, wink wink. Kenji nods in understanding. Knocked out. I see. I told you to be careful around that Ibarozaki chick, man. This is the sort of thing that happens when you aren't cautious. Makes an attempt to look at the back of my head. Did she hit you with something? Or was it a drug? Oh, stop trying to touch me. Kenji produces a flashlight and shines it in my eyes. You got a concussion? Oh, he's trying to see the reaction. People reaction. I wasn't knocked out. Maybe you just don't remember. Maybe she did a Men in Black flashbang. You know, the pen? Oh, this conversation isn't going anywhere. No, I just had a tiring morning and fell asleep. Whatever, man. You want to be in denial about this? I guess I can't stop you. But you gotta watch out for that girl, man. She's not safe. What? She's not safe to be around. She's one of their most sinister agents. If you're not careful, there's no telling what could happen. She's brought down stronger men than you know. What the hell are you talking about? She's not an agent of anything. She didn't knock me out, okay? I also highly doubt that she's brought down anyone at all. Kenji looks almost offended. I have no idea why. You don't believe me? That's cold, man. Real cold. I'm just trying to look out for you. That's what friends do, you know. We're friends? I had no idea. Then again, I wonder if Kenji shows what being a friend even entails. I feel something like pity for him, standing there before me. Maybe he does think he's looking out for me. Yeah, this Harry Potter looking ass. I know, I know. I'm sorry about that. Thanks for the warning. I'll hold up my hand as a sign of peace. Whoa, okay. He just got so close. Kenji shakes it gingerly, like my hand could possibly be on fire. There's an awkward silence for a few seconds before Kenji remembers that he's still shaking my hand. Anyway, I need a favor. What? I was gonna say, is it money? What kind of favor? I'm out of money. No, you aren't. You got money kept in your desk drawer under a black notebook. For emergencies. How do you know that? Did you ransack my room? That's not important. I don't need money anyway. He adopts a very serious tone. I'm about to undertake a major op. It'll blow the whole conspiracy wide open if I'm right. But it's dangerous, so I need you to do something for me in case I don't come back. Sure, man. Anything. What the hell is he planning on doing? Should I be telling someone about this? I swear, Kenji, if you tell me don't come to school tomorrow... If I go missing, wait 3 days, and then mail my journal off to the newspapers. It's hidden in my room under a false bottom in one of my desk drawers. That's very, Death Note. Not Yagami. Yeah, he did that shit. And I remember he not only put a false bottom, but he, like, even fucking booby-trapped it, that if anyone tried to, like, open it, it would, like, fire would instantly, like, burn the Death Note. How do I get into your room? I don't have a key. Kenji looks at me like I'm crazy. So, pick the lock. You know how to do that, right? It's an important skill to learn at a young age. Yeah, of course I know how. I'll be sure to, do that for you, if you go missing. I don't think I want to read Kenji's journal. Either way, Kenji seems pretty happy that I've agreed to do this thing for him. Great, man. Great. Yeah, I'll see you around. I got stuff to do. And he's gone, dashing down the hallway. He made it seem so final. I hope I don't have to carry out his final... I hope I don't have to carry out his final wishes. Shaking my head, close my door and walk back to my bed. Guess I should go to class, if only to catch the last half of the day. But I've come this far without going to class today. And I did want to read more of that Hawking book Muto lent me. I'm sure he'll understand. This time the noise jerks my attention away from the book. Experience not unlike being woken up. Who's there? Me, aren't you glad? The voice is muffled through the door, but unmistakably Emi's. I hop up and open the door, smiling broadly. Hey, nice to see you again. Emi grins back, staring up at me from her wheelchair. Yeah, you would have seen me earlier. But the damn elevator wasn't working. I had to wait for them to fix it. You'd think they could keep it in better order, but no. I chuckle a bit over at her vexed expression and invite her in. Oh man, are we going from fucking round 3 now? She wheels in easily, and with my help, she hops onto my bed. There. Oh, whoops. There. Much more comfortable than that stupid chair. Sigh of contentment hangs in the air, and for a minute we both just stare at one another. It's at that point that I notice the circles under Emi's eyes. They're not that dark, but they definitely weren't there before. Before I can ask about them, Emi fixes me with a mischievous stare. So, I can't help but notice you weren't at lunch today. In fact, I don't think I saw you at all. What happened, fell asleep. I actually didn't wake up until lunch, and only then because Kenji woke me up. What had you so tired, Strenuous workout this morning. Slightly uncomfortable, too. Emi coughs, a half-laughing, half-embarrassed noise. Remind me not to do that again. No problem. It wasn't exactly great for me either, to be honest. Oh shit, what the fuck happened? I really gotta, like... I am, like, super curious now just to see... what happens during those censored scenes. I might have to get that patch and play through this again on my own time, obviously. Because this seems to entail that they attempted something and it didn't go as planned or what they were hoping, or something happened. The uncensored. Yeah, there's a patch that you can do, like you can like add on and you can uncensor the Steam version. So all those times that we get the little freaking weird like pictures and you hear the heart beating, yeah, that's censored. It's censored, obviously. But a patch undoes that, and you can actually read the sex scenes, and I'm assuming there might be a visual, like a visual with it, but. But yeah, this kind of has me curious. I just really want to see, like, now I'm really curious of what happened that they're like, nah, let's not do that again. We'll just avoid that from now on. I want to know. Are you, still sore? Emi stares at me in disbelief. What? It's a legitimate question. Of all the questions I never thought I'd be asked, that's one of them. Well, I didn't ever expect to have to ask it, so we're even. Emi laughs at this. I guess so, huh? Well, since you asked, yes, I'm still a little sore. We're never doing that again. No arguments from here. A yawn escapes her and I raise an eyebrow. Tired? Emi nods sleepily. Oh shit, is she actually... I remember she was having a nightmare before when he was like... hanging out with her and shit, like, that one time. So, is she losing sleep? Are the nightmares coming back? Haven't slept well. Not sleeping well. I could tell that she didn't mean to tell me this earlier. Oh, sorry, either. Because she gives a little start, like she's just been caught lying, and hastens to add. It's not a big deal, though. Well, what's the trouble? Emi shrugs and refuses to elaborate. Stress over exams? Another shrug, but after a pause, Emi nods hesitantly. Yeah, I guess. What did I miss? Well, Candy, apparently there was another sex scene and something happened during that sex scene that they're like, yeah, let's not do that again. So, honestly, I didn't care too much about ever reading these things, the other routes, but hearing that, like, that they both agreed, yeah, let's not ever try that again. It has me curious what happened. So I think I'm gonna try getting that patch to like actually read what's going on. Oh, that's see. Cause I wanna know what went wrong. I kinda do like the idea that something did go wrong because like we don't know anything much that happens in the other ones. They never really talk about too much other than that it happened. I didn't think that happened this early. And, I feel like in some way this feels kind of realistic. Because, you know, sex isn't always perfect. And sometimes there are things that happen where you're tempted to, you know, see, like, let's see if I like it, and then you're trying to do it, then you realize, oh, I don't really like this. So, I kind of like that. That's kind of why I'm especially curious. I just want to see, like, what their attempt was, that made them, like, think, yeah, okay, at least we tried and it didn't quite work out, so we can check that off and say, let's not do that again. Either we tell you or you patch it. Well, I'm curious about patching it now, yeah. I'll have to check. It involves, what is that, a lemon? That being said, I would recommend, hold on. Broader implications. Oh, okay. Okay, but no, I want to know what happened with Emi, though. Lemon scented. Lemon scented. Wait. Wait. It is... Lemon turn anyone has sex in anime or erosin. Well, I mean, I know what a lemon is because I've seen fanfiction. Fanfiction makes a lot of references to lemons. But that's not where my mind was going. I was actually thinking, like, lube? Because I think lube can be scented or flavored. You're sticky to it's not an actual. Oh, okay. Ah, fine. You guys are not gonna tell me, obviously. Okay, let's get back into it then. Actually, that's why I stopped by. I was right, it was lube. Okay. Oh, let me see. What would involve lube? Oh. No fucking way. Did they attempt? That actually makes more sense, though. Did they attempt anal? Oh boy. I mean, yeah, if you don't do that right, then yes, this can be painful for the receiver. Oh, that would explain why, you know, he asked, like, are you sore? She's like, a little. Poor Emi. Didn't think Emi would be the time to be like, hey, let's try the back door. Straight to expert. Oh, man. Okay, that's actually kind of funny, though. Yeah, they attempt and they're like, yeah, nope, not for us. Comes out of nowhere. Gives you bloody whiplash. Oh, that's funny. She begins to look more and more miserable. Okay, maybe we should stop laughing. I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing about the anal thing. This is supposed to be a serious moment. I'm fucking laughing about anal sex. Hold on, I'm shifting my chair a bit. Hold on. I'm getting comfortable. Like, when he said it was just the funniest thing about it. Fuck, I gotta patch this shit. Oh man. I mean, I could see why she wouldn't be a big fan of it. I mean, some girls are into it, that's good for them. But at the same time, like, I can also see why some girls would not be into it. And forget it. Because it is a very uncomfortable experience, so yeah. Not so you'd notice, of course, but her eyes are on her lap. She's fidgeting, and her voice is quiet. We need to stop hanging out so much. Hey, wait a minute. If you're going out, then what kind of shit is there? You're saying... You're literally saying that after having anal sex, you're like, you know what? We need a break from each other. Are you really fucking saying that right now, Emi? Huh? Why? Emi takes a deep breath. Like, she's been practicing this. Oh, okay. Because you're too much fun to be around. And I can't concentrate when you're near me. With exams coming up soon, I just can't have that distraction. The tongues, a lot of them can't keep it together. Otherwise, my grades will be pretty lousy, I'm afraid. I could help you study. The longer they stay together, figuring they can. She smiles at me, clearly unhappy with the situation. She's like, no, if you try to help me study, that's just gonna turn into more sex. Yeah, look at that. She fucking calls it. I'd love it if you could, but we wouldn't actually study, would we? I mean, even now, I'm trying to have a conversation with you, but I kind of just want to, Dang, girl, you don't have any legs, but you want to jump on that dick. Not converse. Ah. Overwhelmed by my rugged manliness, I understand. Sex ed study session. That earns me a grin, at least. Emi shakes her head. Idiot, you're fooling yourself. Well, I am pretty irresistible. More or less, I guess. So, that's the situation, Hisao. I have too much fun around you, and if I'm gonna go into exams prepared, I need to be alone. Okay, come on, Hisao. She's basically saying, stay away, because I'm just gonna think about sex whenever you're around me. So, I need to concentrate. Give me my space. Look how horny Emi was. Jesus, Hisao wasn't. I mean, I thought Lily was horny as fuck, because remember, they did it 3 times, then... And even, like, Hisao teased Lily about it, like, hey, I didn't know you're that much of a pervert. I know you're that thirsty. But hey, I can't judge. I definitely can't judge a girl's high sex drive. Because... Yeah. I'm exactly that type of person too, so... Japanese where he said I get the pro tag hairstyle. Hiding the eyes and everything. Hey, that's okay. Really seems to have been bothering her. Besides, it's only a couple of weeks, and we'll still see each other in the mornings and at lunch. We could just hang out at school, no problem. And after exams, we'll go on a date to celebrate their being over, okay? Emi grins, pleased by this proposal. Yeah, sure. That sounds great. As if to signal the end of the conversation, she leans in and kisses me. Dang, I have to admit, like, of all the girls so far, she is the most, like... Like, she's really big on physical affection. This is the horny route. The rest of the night is not spent worrying about exams. It's weird how easily Emi and I can keep from seeing one another after class now. Actually, I venture to say that's vaguely disturbing. She's an athlete, there's a reason why the Olympics provide condoms to participants. He's over there exercise, he'd be dead from lice. Oh. As easily as we'd come together, we seem to have split apart without much trouble. Well, I guess that's not exactly true. We've both been pretty bummed after that last night together. And we get to see each other every morning for our runs. And just our runs, I might add. Lunch too. I especially enjoy lunchtime with her. We have plenty of time to talk about everything outside school, whereas the morning runs have become increasingly businesslike. I think it's because Emi wants to make up for our foolery in the storage shed. No matter how much we joke at lunch, I can't help feeling a little worried about her. She seems distracted more often, and I've caught her fidgeting nervously more than once. Never figured her to be someone who cared that deeply about exams, but they certainly seem to be taking their toll. Even though they haven't even started. Death by snoo snoo. This is just the run-up, the deep breath before the plunge. Tomorrow, the real trials begin. Or the real exams, anyway. As for me, I actually don't feel that worried about exams at all. I'm not sure why. I mean, they're pretty important, but my scores here will determine my odds of getting into a good university. Hell, if I'm too cavalier now, I could spell doom for my academic career. But going into them, I feel confident that I'll come out the other side okay. Muto thinks I've got the science examination locked up at any rate. Or, as he says, the last thing that should give you trouble is my exam, Hisao. It's way beneath your talents. Then again, it is Muto who's telling me this. His praise of me carries the veiled implication that anything less than perfect... Oh, hold on. Ooh, okay, that was a big yawn. I had a very busy day, guys. Like, that's kind of why I'm glad I'm doing just Katawa Shoujo today, because I had an hour of overtime today. Yes, and overall, like, the work day was just busy as fuck too, so... Yep, it's summer, alright. Okay, anything less than perfect for me would be a disappointment, which has actually caused me to fret more than I should about the exam. It's for the reason that I find myself in the library after class, poring over the textbook. Pretty simple things to look over. Some formulas of velocity, a few bits about friction. A walk in the park compared to my dreaded English exam. Never was good with languages. As I flip through my notes one more time, my mind begins to wander. After these exams are over, things should get easier. Soon we'll be graduated. Then, off to college, hopefully. I remember my abortive attempt to find out what Emi plans to do after high school. She avoided the subject pretty deftly, as I recall. Heck, it seems that just about every time I push too hard, she dances around the subject. Or distracts me through other means. Like a few days ago at lunch when Rin wasn't around. Heh. Oh. Yugo interrupts. I've done it! I'm startled from my reverie by Yugo's triumphant shout. Yugo seems mortified at my sudden starting. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I just got... I really wasn't... It's just that... As she stutters, I move to quickly calm her down before she gets too agitated. Whoa, way. My words seem ineffective. Yuko continues to work herself into a complete frenzy. And it's a library, and I shouldn't be... Easy there, just calm down. I'm really... I'm setting a bad example, and I'll get fired because I can't do anything right. Yuko! Shouting seems to work, though I draw the ire of several other students studying in the library. Yuko snaps to attention, like a soldier who's just heard the captain bark an order. Sorry. Calm down. It's okay. You just startled me a little, and that's only because I was daydreaming instead of studying. So really, you got me back on task. This is a complete lie, but it seems to work. Yuko takes a deep breath, seems to calm down a little. She keeps shifting around with a nervous energy that seems awfully familiar. So, what's got you so excited anyway? The Yamago cat burglar! To her credit, Yuko managed to convey her intense excitement in a whisper. I think I know who it is. I got an anonymous tip as to their identity. So I did some spying, and I think the tipster was right. Oh, really? And who was the burglar? Yuko shuts her mouth, shaking her head decisively. Nope, I can't tell you that. Why not? It's between me and the burglar. I can't risk you warning him that I'm on his game. He could tip his hand early and blow town. Then I'll live with no perp. When did Yuko start talking like a hard-boiled detective? I wouldn't warn them, why would I care? If you gotta ask that question, then you don't need to know. That doesn't make any sense. But, okay. Congratulations, I guess? Thanks. What for? The, cat burglar thing? Yuko nods and smiles appreciatively. So, studying for exams? Well, that was the plan. I'm not having much luck, though. Oh, really? Is it because you can't find a book? I'm really sorry. I've been meaning to clean the shelves up for weeks now, but I kept getting distracted. I'm so sorry. Whoa, wait. It's not that. I've got my book right here. She has shaped the point and hopefully calm Yuko down. I show her the textbook in front of me. My mind just keeps wandering is all. It's because of the noise in here. I'm trying to be more strict about the noise levels. I can't bring myself to yell at people. I mean, aren't their lives hard enough without me throwing my authority around? No, it's not the noise level either, I promise. I'm just... Oh, I don't know. Worried about Emi. Worried about us. Worried about what happens after we graduate. Emi's been kind of weird lately. Oh, what do you mean? Well, you know how we're dating now? I just don't know that we're actually, you know, a couple. Or at least I don't know that we're beyond friends. Oh, so you think you're just friends with benefits? Though friends normally don't do the sort of things we do. Friends with benefits, they do. But no, you should not fuck your friends. Physically, we're a couple. Coupling, at least. Oh fuck, what did I do in my chat? Get back? Okay. It's like, every time I try to find out more about her, or about what she wants to do with her life, she dodges the question. Like, the other day, I was talking to her about lunch, about some schools I've been looking into, and I asked her, have you looked into any schools lately? She shrugs in response, says no, and when I ask why not, she says that she doesn't think that far ahead. I asked why she had that policy, and I soon realized that what I'm about to start describing, and wisely decided to climb up. She what? She changed the subject. Wouldn't talk about it. maybe it's an uncomfortable subject for her. Or she just doesn't think it needs explaining. Oh yeah, but it's not just that. Every time I try to find out what's been bothering her, she changes the subject too. It's like she likes being with me, but not getting close to me. Now that I said it out loud, I feel worse. Yeah, that sounds kind of shitty, man. Sorry. I think she just needs a bit of more of a moment to, like, learn to be vulnerable. And being vulnerable is very hard. As we've seen in the Hanako route too. That was difficult for both Hisao and Hanako to be vulnerable, you know, emotionally and about their past and even physically when they were showing their scars. It might be that just Emi is just more adamant about not being vulnerable just yet. It's kind of funny because she seems so welcoming, but at the same time she's putting up a wall, so... You go digest this bit of information. You know, it seems to me that you're more serious about this than she is. Ooh. Oh, dang. Hisao is literally... Oh god. He is actually doing the... What are we? And this girl's like... Bro, it was just casual. Calm down. We're just book buddies. Nothing more than that. I can almost feel my stomach twist into a knot. She's into the D and not you. She's right. That's exactly what it seems like. But is that really what's going on? I mean... Sorry, I'm just talking nonsense. You shouldn't take my advice, you barely know me. I'm just a librarian, and I'm single, so you can imagine I can't know what I'm talking about. No, I think you have a point. As much as it hurts to even consider it. Yuko seems to try desperately to find a way to soften the blow somewhat. Look. I'm probably wrong. But if you want to be sure of how obviously wrong I am, maybe you should just talk to her. Get some time alone, and just ask about it. And don't let her change the subject either. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Or maybe I should just enjoy what I have. We have fun hanging out after all. And the runs are nice, and the other activities are nice, and talking to her is nice. Do I really need to get closer to her? What I've got right now is pretty good. Yes, but is it what you actually want, Hisao? Because it's not actually what you want, even though you say I should probably be happy with this, you're not going to be happy with it. That's silly. I want to get closer to her. Okay, there you go. Now you know what you want. Okay. I want to be able to help her out with whatever is bothering her. But maybe I should wait until after exams are over. Shit is getting real, yeah. Maybe she'll brighten up once the stress has passed. If she does, then I don't need to worry about it anymore. But if she doesn't, well, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I think you go for her advice and head back to my room. Maybe I'll be able to concentrate more on my studies in there. Damn, you go giving some freaking W advice. She good. And not only that, like, this is not the only route that... She also wasn't that picture back there. Hang on, this one. Wasn't this different just a moment ago? It had a different face on there. This is maybe 15 years later. This is an open relationship ending. Oh no. I leave the room after finishing my final exam and breathe a sigh of relief. As I'd hoped, the exams weren't so bad. I managed to breeze through just... Why is it always this fucking song that's like super loud? Oops. I didn't even do that. I think right there is okay. It's not too bad. Phantom. Wait, what? Hold on. Hold on. Current scene, Phantom Pain. Oh, right. So we're talking about like limbs and Phantom Pain? As I'd hoped, the exams weren't so bad. I managed to breeze through just about everything but the English final. And even that was acceptable. I wonder how Emi did. Even more so, how she's doing. She looked terrible on lunch today. I mean, she was pretty happy to be out of her wheelchair, but she was so exhausted. Something's been wearing her down, and I'm starting to really doubt that it was just the exams. Should I confront her about this, though? My music is interrupted by a tap on the shoulder. Hey, Hisao. Got a minute? Oh, fuck. Okay, good, okay, this is important. This one, the first morning after. No, I have other things to worry about. I think I can spare a few minutes. I mean... Fuck, man. This one has had way more decisions, and I'm worried that each one actually fucking matters. Okay, you know what? No. If I completely blow off the teacher, it doesn't feel right. So I suppose I can spare a few minutes. Yeah, I've got some time. Nowhere important to be or anything like that. I hope that wasn't a bad call. Mucho raises an eyebrow as if questioning my statement, then beckons me back into the classroom. I want to get some feedback from you. Feedback? Oh. I know that this course wasn't up to your level. Aw, don't worry about it. The science club activities more than made up for it. Did they? Well, in fact, that's what I want to talk to you about. Do you think that was a worthwhile activity? Just for my own reference. Well, yeah, it was a great way to go further than we did in class. It was definitely worthwhile. Muto seems delighted by my response. That's great. Exactly the sort of thing I was hoping for. You know, Hisao, I'm glad you came here. It's always good to have a student who really gets into the subject you teach. In a way, it makes dealing with the rest of the students more tolerable. You're a bright kid too. You took to this stuff like a duck to water. Or some other such simile. Thanks. You were a great help, especially with the college stuff. Just one more thing, Hisao. A bit of advice from one scientist to another. Oh, what's that? What does a scientist do? Observe the world around him? Exactly, good. A simple question, but one that most people can't seem to answer. That's the essence of a scientist, Hisao. We observe what's out there, and try to figure it out. But what if there's something you can't figure out? Oh, we're about to get some advice? What's a scientist to do if he can't observe something? How, for example, can we talk about quarks when nobody has ever actually seen one? Or black holes when observing them directly is impossible? Well, scientific equipment's pretty advanced. Muto irritably waves away my response. No, that's not it at all. Those are tools. I'm trying to give you a philosophy. Think. If you can't observe something directly, then how can you observe it? I guess? How? How would you guess the movement of a cork? What is your guess based on? Of course. I should have thought of it earlier. The things it affects. Mujo claps his hands together excitedly and whoops. Yes, exactly, good. Remember that, Hisao. If you can't examine something directly, it's because you're looking at it wrong. You have to look at it differently if you want to uncover the truth. And if it eludes you, then look at what it leaves behind. Oh, there we go. Actually, wait, hold on. I think this one was the first dialogue choice. Okay. Okay. I think... It's just that there's more that's gonna be happening, then I don't think it's gonna matter anymore, because as long as we can run back to this one, we can. But, I don't know. I don't know if I'm on the good ending, though. That's the thing. I just started second guessing myself a little bit when I answered this guy's question. But I think, if I recall, this is the first dialogue choice. So as long as we have this one, I think it should be fine. We can easily just zip through everything. Oh god, a freaking burp came up. Okay. Sorry, my paranoia just kind of hit me a little bit. Thanks, man. Unknowingly saving the day. Yep. That is the essence of being a scientist. We never stop looking for the answer. Never take anything for granted. Observe, experiment, and observe some more. There's a lot of stuff out there that makes no sense, Hisao. Your job is to get it to make sense. If nothing else, I hope you've learned that here. I think I can remember that. Mucho smiles, satisfied. Good. Now, go enjoy your time off. You've earned it. I leave the room feeling a little confused. What brought that on? Although, am I going about this thing with Emi the wrong way? If she won't tell me, then can I go about it some other way? The question keeps spinning in my head, even after I made my way back to my room. What if she gets angry about it? Oh, that you're like snooping behind her back? Besides, what if it's nothing? If I go in or refuse to leave until she tells me what's wrong or something, won't that come off as clingy? I don't want to start a fight or anything or something like this. Maybe I should just drop the matter and see how she is tomorrow before I do anything. Would it be so bad to just let it go? It's not like we don't enjoy each other's company. But, odd as it sounds, I really want to help her. I don't even know what with or if there's anything at all she needs help for. But I want to. Certainly a knock on my door rouses me. Oh, hey, Kenji. I open it to see Kenji. Oh, it's you. It's me? That's it? If you had any idea what I've been through, what I've done, you'd be happy to see me, dude. I mean, that was some epic, you may never see me again shit. And here you're just acting like I went down to the store for some milk. The boy. You're a cold man, Hisao. I really respect that. Thanks, I guess. Smart to play it safe, you know? Don't show any emotion. Keep your cards close to your chest. Unless it's time to show your cards, or you have bad cards. Then you should fold or collect your winnings. You understand? Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I take it the mission went well. Whoa, awfully nosy of you, isn't it? Can't just go saying things like that. Things are at a delicate stage. One wrong move and bam! The invasion succeeds. I thought you were going to blow the conspiracy wide open. It's bigger than I thought. I need to update my charts. I probably changed some of the puppets around. Oh, that's right, you did mention graphs and charts and fucking puppets. You wanna help? I got some whiskey from... somewhere. You can fill me in on everything your investigation has turned up. Better not. I'm, supposed to meet her today. Gotta go do that. Can't raise suspicion. Kenji nods in approval. Still keep it close to the chest, huh? Okay, man. I respect that. Good luck. Thanks. I'm just gonna pretend, for the sake of my own sanity, that he's wished me luck in talking to Emi. And if I squint, the whole card analogy he was talking about works here. Time to lay it all on the table. Or see if I can get Emi to do so, rather. With a sense of something approaching purpose, I head for Emi's room. Hop up the stairs leading to her room and knock on her door. Who's there? Oh wait, her voice sounds... Oh, okay. Who's there? Oh, that's odd. Her voice sounds a little choked. Hey, it's me. Thought I'd stop by. Hisao? Come on in. I reach down and open the door, only to find that it's locked. More and more curious. Your door's locked. Oh, yeah, sorry. Give me a minute. A few minutes, sorry. Emi opens the door, grinning. Minutes? It's not even moments, yeah, it's minutes? Sorry, I had to put my legs on. I was napping. Despite her grin, there's something definitely off. Emi's eyes are slightly red, and it looks like she's been crying. Hey, no problem. Are you okay? Huh? Yeah, I'm fine. It's just that you look like you've been crying. Oh yeah, Hisao, you're off to a great start on this one. Nah, I'm fine. I'm just happy to see you. Yes, you're very convincing, Emi. Oh. She punctuates this with a long kiss that continues as the door slams shut behind us. Dang. Oh. That's a very low up close one. I don't think we've seen of them doing that yet. I know what she wants to do now. And I'm also painfully aware of how badly I want to do it too. But... Oh, even he knows, like, I know what you're trying to do. I break the kiss with a wrench of self-control that nearly kills me. Hey, wait. Emi's eyes crinkle in confusion. Huh? Wait for what? We need to talk. Isn't that supposed to be my line? And never a good thing to say? She's got a point. Yeah, whenever you have to start up any conversation with we need to talk, it feels the part of the person with dread. Stop using sex to hide from your problems, Emi. It's usually the lead into a breakup, or the prelude to a fight. Maybe it can be a good thing this time. That's the hope anyway. Can we just get on the bed? It's my first day back on these things and I'm still readjusting. Plus, the nurse said I should try to be on them less often, since running puts such a strain on them. Can't argue with that. It's a trap. We both know it if we both don't care. Then again, it's awfully hard to get angry while in bed with the object of your affection, so maybe there's that motivation too. I set Emi's legs by the bedside and sit down next to her, throwing an arm around her shoulders. In silence, we just enjoyed being able to be in this position again for a few minutes. Then, of course, I need to ruin it by opening my mouth. Look, I know that you've been having a kind of a rough time of it lately. And I want to help you out. I thought it was just exams getting to you, but now I come to your room and you've been crying, and that kills me. But I can't do anything if you won't talk to me about it. I told you I'm fine. No, you aren't. It's obvious something's eating at you. You can tell me, you know. There's a slight increase in tension in Emi's voice. Why is my saying I'm fine not good enough? You're concerned, I get that. That's cool. But I'm fine. And it's nothing that you need to worry about. Not sleeping and spacing out more than Rin doesn't strike me as being fine. I want to help. Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't like seeing you like this. I want you to be happy, you know? Get the feeling that came out wrong. Because Emi fixes me with an icy stare. So you want to fix me, Hisao? Oh, she's definitely getting angry now. Want to swoop in on your white charger and save the day? Whoa, 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 she's really mad. Stop the nightmares, the phantom limb pains? Restore what's lost? Her voice catches in her throat. The tears start to flow. Well, you can't. Nobody can. Nobody will. I'm so stunned by her sudden verbal assault that I remain quiet. Neither of us says anything for a while. I'm surprised that Emi tightens her grip on me rather than pushing me away. After a deep breath, she starts talking again. Look, I'm sorry. There's these nightmares. About the accident. Oh, the accident. I should have known. It took her legs after all. But it never comes up, of course. And I usually deal with them fine. Because I can run. Running clears my head like nothing else. I don't have to worry about anything while I'm running. I just concentrate on breathing. On the rhythm of things. It's easier that way. Life's easier that way. Just keep moving forward, you know? Nothing else matters. Just getting around the next curve. And then it's the next curve. And the next. And the next. Until I can't go anymore. Or think anymore. Or do anything but slow down and walk until I catch my breath again. After something like that, nothing else matters. But I've been stuck in that goddamn wheelchair for too long. So no outlet. Today, it just kind of boiled over a little. You could have talked to me about it, you know? You didn't have to go it alone. Emi smiles out sadly. Like she's trying to explain to a child that all fire burns. Yeah, I did. And I do. But why? Why do you have to keep going through this alone? Why can't you just trust me enough to let me help you? I smile again. Emi leans in and kisses me on my cheek. An almost motherly gesture. She leaves her mouth close to my ear. And she confesses this one thing to me. Because, Hisao, I've already had everything I knew ripped away from me once. I don't know what I'd do if it happened again. She pauses as if uncertain as to whether or not she should continue. I can feel a violent churning in my gut. She continues. So, I can't rely on you. Or the nurse. Or anyone else. Okay. It's a different situation, different context, obviously, but oh man, I am feeling the toxic self-reliance being thrown back in my face, and I don't like it. She's reminding me too much of myself. Oh man. But it's not out of fear of like being close to people though. I just kind of like feel like maybe it's the ADHD thing, you know, like just struggling to be a functional adult. Like, you know, like just, you know, trying to remember to do appointments, paying bills, and all that stuff, getting food for yourself. And then when it comes to like because I already struggle with that, with just daily things that, I feel like any person should be able to do for themselves. Like a proper adult should be able to do to take care of themselves. That when I need help, I always put it in my head that like an actual functional adult wouldn't ask for help. Like they should be able to know how to do things on their own. They should know already how to take care of themselves, that if they have no one else to rely on, that they're strong enough to just do it themselves. So like, yeah, like I said, the context of like her self-reliance and then my self-reliance, it's different in a way. It stems or originates from something different. But I feel it, yeah. Getting too real? Yeah, it is. So of course, like when I feel like I can't do something, when I have to admit to help, I feel like a failure of an adult. Which I know that's being too hard, obviously. Because everyone needs help, right? But it also kind of like feels awful when you're someone who has asked for a lot of help and you don't get it, or people look at you like, well, why can't you do it yourself? Why do you need someone to hold your hand all the time? So, oh man, this is like, damn you, Emmy. Out of all the roots, this is what gets me. Fucking shit. This is the one that gets me. Not like gets me as in like understand it. This is the one that fucking hits me on a very specific button. Ugh. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, that is something I've been working on. It's not like I've been like just still trying to go at it alone or anything like that. No, I am learning to rely on people. Telling myself it's okay. Ask for help. Because I'm also trying to look at it like through the other perspective. Because it does feel kind of, because when I think about it, I can imagine, yes, it does feel kind of bad that when you're someone who can give help, who wants to give help to someone that you care about is suffering or struggling with something, of course it's gonna hurt when you feel like they can't ask you for help. Which is like, when Hisao feels like, he feels like he's being shut out. And I feel like people who really do care, they would want to be having that feeling, that you trust them. Because it almost feels like when you don't ask for help, it's almost like telling them, I don't trust you. I don't trust you to help me. I don't trust you to understand. So in a way, yeah, I can get that on Emi's end too, like, she feels like she can't trust Hisao. Like, are you really gonna get it? Are you really gonna get, like, the pains I'm feeling? Give me a second, hang on. Gotta clean my glasses. Clean my glasses because, oh hey, freaking long-ass eyelashes are getting teardrops on them. Trying to dwell on things. Okay. No, yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Like, it's... I think the most important thing, like, or at least what to really take from this, is to, like, learn to understand and differentiate what is independence and what is just toxic self-reliance. Because if you just keep going at it too much with only relying on yourself, you will burn yourself out, I think. Okay. Ugh, damn it. Okay. Emi. God damn you, Emi. No, not really, but... Ugh. I don't like that you brought this out of me. Just me. That's how it's got to be. Having delivered this short speech, she looks down and covers her mouth with the back of her hand. I think it's less stress and more fear. She doesn't want to go through the accident that took her dad. That's true. I don't think she wants to deal with the pain of, you know, having something, loving it, and then losing it. So yeah, I guess in her case, yeah, it is more fear. The conversation is clearly over. I searched for something to say, but I can't think of anything. Maybe I should go. For now. I've got... stuff. Emi doesn't even look up. She sounds tired. Or relieved. I can't tell which. Okay, Hisao. Go take care of that stuff. I'll see you tomorrow. I get off the bed and head for the door, pausing at the doorway. Hey, Emi? Yeah? 1,000 things I want to say. I'm too mixed up to say any of them, though. After her admitting that she'll never let me close, I feel like my world's just been ripped out from me. What happened in that accident? I know she lost her legs, but that's never seemed to bother her. What happened there? What scares a girl so badly that she won't accept help, even from someone she loves? I don't know. But I want to know. I want to know so badly that being denied that answer feels like a knife in my guts. Nice one, Hisao, yeah. Hisao? You were saying? I'm still standing in the doorway. Nothing. Never mind. And I'm closing the door and walking down the hallway. Down the stairs, out the door, into the dark. Somehow I wander back to my own room. My brains are doing a mile a minute, going nowhere fast. I can't figure out how to deal with this. I thought that moving forward was a good thing. Dwelling less in a past that I can't change. Living in the present and looking at the future. After this thing with Emi, I'm not sure anymore. She was saying the truth. It's simpler to look at the next curve, ignoring the path gone by. No worry about the opponent left behind. No care for the spectators on the sidelines. And unfortunately, no time to watch out for lagging teammates either. I throw myself down on the bed, looking at one corner of my ceiling as if the answers I want were written there. No such luck, of course. She's literally running away from something. But have I not been doing the same thing? Trying my best to forget about my hospitalization? I am getting better, but my health isn't going to magically fix itself. Emi has 2 legs instead of a heart to deal with, but those aren't going to magically fix themselves either. Maybe this is just as fixed as the both of us can get. The room becomes darker and darker, until I can't really tell I'm looking at a corner anymore. The morning comes too soon, on the heels of a sleepless night. Is this how Emi's been spending her nights? Staring at the wall or ceiling, trying to stop thinking about whatever it is? Her in my case? That clenched feeling in my gut is still there. I can't rely on you. Words spoken so casually. Almost like she were teasing me, or chastising me for suggesting that the earth is flat. That's how it's gotta be. The way it's gotta be sucks. I'm feeling so miserable that I very nearly decided to skip the run. That would be stupid, though. It's not something I should do just to see her. Sure, that was the original reason, but it's something more now. I started to enjoy the running itself. There are worse ways to get the blood flowing anyway. Never thought I'd say it after the first week or so, but I feel a lot better after a run. Like, no matter what else I do today, I've at least done that one thing. It wakes me up too, and Emi herself said that running always clears her mind. Maybe it helped clear mine. I hope so. The morning is cool and clear, if a bit humid. Summer's making itself known, it seems. Emi's already stretching out when I arrive, greets me with a smile and a wave. Hey, Hisao. The sight of her so chipper is like a kick in the nuts. How could she be so happy after yesterday? I give a half wave in surprise to receive a hug. Hey, about last night. Here it comes. I wanted to say thanks. I actually managed to get some sleep for the first time in a while. And I think it's because of our talk. So thanks. How could she sleep better after our chat? She basically told me that she wouldn't get any closer to me. And that let her sleep well? Excuse me, but what the hell? Emi either doesn't notice my bafflement or chooses not to notice. No telling with her anymore. Oh, no problem. Glad it helped. The venom that threatens to drip into my voice is controlled for now, but I think I better start running now before I do anything stupid, or say anything stupid. Emi seems equally willing to get started, but before long we're darting around the track. I can tell she feels more relaxed. Her running has gone back to the more graceful movements I remember from when I first watched her. It's a stark contrast to the almost brutal way she's been hurling herself around the track these past few days. Our talk really does seem to have helped her. A pity it couldn't help me. I get into the rhythm of the running, thinking back to when I couldn't afford thinking about anything else but keeping my breathing steady and legs moving. Guess those days are gone. At least for the first couple of laps. Annoyed at the lack of success I'm having with clearing my head, I increase the pace. There's the burning sensation in my legs. The breath's coming ragged in my chest, pounding in my heart, which I still need to be careful about. But it does seem to have gone stronger. I can feel it pumping blood through my veins. The sound thrums in my ears, but instead of being panicked as I was that day in the snow, I'm instead filled with elation. Yes, it's working. My heart, that fatal flaw that led me here, has improved. I'm able to keep going now, and maybe one day I'll be able to stop worrying as much. Right now, it doesn't matter that I have no idea what to do about Emi and me. All that matters is that my arm and legs continue to pump in concert with one another. You know, I just got reminded of that one song, Break Even, by The Script. Especially when he said, like, okay, what, so you sleep well, but I don't? You know, like, hold on, try to remember, like, some of the lyrics. Because I remember one of the lyrics was like, what am I supposed to say when I'm all chucked up that you're okay? Oh yeah, it even says here, like one of the lyrics, yeah, while I'm wide awake, she's no trouble sleeping. uh, although now that I'm looking at the lyrics, it's a different story, but some of the lines kind of apply here. I actually kind of feel bad for Hisao, you know, like, her best days, or rather that version, that best day for her, you know, or at least what it turned out to be, was one of his worst. Oof, that's an ouch. Nothing else. As I hit the final stretch, I remind myself that running really does help, though not as much as I'd hoped. I do feel better, and as I walk a few laps to cool down, I begin to remember last night in a slightly less emotional manner. Emi wants me to stay distant from her. I can't bring myself to do so. There's gotta be a way around this, some kind of middle ground I can reach. Not sure what that middle ground is, though. Damn, I was almost feeling optimistic. Nice run, Hisao, you've really improved. Nice run. That's all I can hope for now, isn't it? Congratulations, Hisao, you're pathetic. Gotta change my attitude. Oh, well, you know, I am pretty awesome. Yet I just keep saying things I don't mean. Any second now, I'll be as good at hiding my problems as Emi is. I like to think so. Why does she do this to me? Say something like that with such real affection in her voice that it makes my heart leap. She doesn't mean it. She can't. I must be doing a worse job than I thought because Emi peers closely at me. Hey, are you feeling okay? Maybe we should get the nurse, huh? Yeah, I hate to kill over on you. Emi looks a little shocked at my bitter tone. Oh, wait, bitter? Okay, so maybe it's more like... Wait, hold on. Let me find the line again. Hold on. So I guess it's more like... Yeah, I'd hate to kill over on you. Like more... Yeah. Because at first I thought he was saying in a bit of like a half sarcastic manner, but no, it sounds like, oh yeah, I'm sure. It's definitely rough. Good evening. Oh hey! Oh, welcome, Joe. Don't say things like that. You've already done it once before, you know. Why does she act so affectionate? She doesn't really care. I thought she made that clear. But despite all of that, I find myself apologizing, even though I shouldn't have to. Even though she's probably just putting on an act. Sorry. Come on, let's see the nurse. Can't get myself to calm down the whole time. Every time it feels like I've gone over what happened last night, Emi does something or says something that shows affection, and I'm back to the beginning. The image of her, Ending that conversation haunts me. It was like the final twist of the knife that left me feeling bereft of any hope that Emi and I could be more than what we are. And what are we at this point? Oh, there, he finally said it. What are we? And really, it's not like I don't enjoy the time I spent with her. Said so the other day myself. I very nearly didn't even bring anything up with her. Or was just gonna hop on in there and let her ride, wasn't I? With this running through my head, I find myself in front of the nurse's office, still brooding as he checks out Emi. Emi comes bounding out of the door, gives me a kiss, and darts off to shower, I assume. Meanwhile, the nurse beckons me into the office and gives me the ritual once over. Any problems today? Nah, I even pushed it a little harder today than I have in the past, and I seem able to handle it. That's uncharacteristically risky coming from you, Hisao. Been hanging out with Emi too much. She's rubbed off on you, and not necessarily in a good way. The mention of Emi's name I can't help but frown unhappily in spite of my efforts to control. Well now, this is new, don't you think? Last I checked, your usual response to Emi's name was a grin, not a frown. What exactly happened between you two? Because Emi doesn't seem to be in on it, or whatever it is. She looked more relaxed than I've seen her in weeks, which is unusual for this time of the year. What do you mean by that? And by what? For this time of year, I keep trying to find out what's been bothering her, but she climbs up as soon as I broach the subject. Then last night, she said, let me guess, she won't tell you because she says she can't trust you. And now you're crushed because you thought that the two of you were so much more than she seems to think, right? More or less. How the heck did you know? I'm the nurse. It's my job to know these things. Plus, I've known Emi for long enough to know that she'd try to do something like this. It's just like her. He says this in a sort of half-affectionate, half-frustrated tone that would seem more appropriate if he had a cigarette dangling from his lips. As it is, he seems willing to make do with a pen. Look, you mind if I give you some advice? Well, Yuko gave us advice, Muto gave us advice. Sure, why not? How much more can we torment ourselves, right? What was it Muto said yesterday? You can't observe the thing, then observe what's around it. Worth a shot. The nurse knows Emi better than I do, I'll wager. Sure, I'm open to suggestions. Honestly, I'm kind of lost. I've got no idea how to deal with this. I never would have guessed. He grins like while he says this. I think he's kidding. Look, here's the deal. Emi is stubborn. You should know that by now. And if you don't, then you're pretty unobservant, but I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt here. I'm so grateful. Anyway, she's decided that she doesn't want to talk about what happened, then she's not going to talk about what's happened. Has she said anything about what's been bothering her? Even a hint? Well, she did say she's been having nightmares about the accident. Really? You're making progress then. That's good. Well, I guess I can fill you in on this without violating my strict non-interference policy when it comes to Emi making stupid decisions. The anniversary of her accident's coming up soon. She gets depressed around this time. Because it was a pretty traumatic event, considering what she lost. Hang on. I need water. Oh, okay. That's the other thing. She acted like she lost more than just her legs. What happened? Whoa, nope, no going there. Not going there. You have to ask someone else about that, because that's a whole can of worms I'm not about to open. If Emi wants you to know, she'll tell you in her own time. You've just got to be patient, that's all. Why are you even helping me with all this? Because you're good for her. She trusts you, even if you don't think she does. And you've got the best chance to have anyone at this school right now to help her through this time of year. She won't accept my help, but she might accept yours if you don't screw it up. So, don't screw it up, got it? I open my mouth to respond, but a knocking sound at the door interrupts me. Hey, you guys still in there? Just a moment, Emi. Give us a second to get our pants back on. The door bursts open and Emi glares knives at the nurse. Asshole. Didn't mean to get your hopes up. Hey, can we leave me out of this? Anyway, what's up, Emi? Forgot something? I try to take a more cheerful tone with her. No need to upset her. Dude can play the everything's fine game. Actually, I forgot to ask you something. Oh? What's that? Do you want to come with me on a trip to my house? My mom's making dinner and I thought you might want to join us. Well, of course I accept. Emi punches the nurse in the arm playfully. Not you, idiot. You were over last week. I was talking to Hisao. Oh, how interesting, meeting the parent. I'd love to go, Emi. Thanks. The nurse raises an eyebrow, but says nothing. Great. I'll be in my room. Swing by after you shower and change it to something clean and we'll grab the bus. Sounds good. I'll see you in a bit. This time it's me who leans in for a quick kiss before darting off to my room. But what an interesting development. Maybe we're getting closer after all. Maybe Emi's finally ready to open up a little. Or maybe she's just being polite and a free meal seems like a good way to apologize for last night. Oh, great. Now I can't decide whether to be excited, nervous, or depressed. Should be obvious he's so parent, not parents. Oh, that's right. I settle for a combination of all three and hop in the shower. I was gonna say, what about all three? All the above. Alright, I guess we're meeting Emi's mom. Whoa, okay. That was a weird transition for a second there. I don't think I like riding on buses. Actually, I think I'm pretty comfortable saying that as a fact. They sway a lot, and they smell funny, and you can feel every bump in the road. I'm really not looking forward to this. Sammy's legs keep making a clanking noise that draws the attention of everyone else on the bus. She's in shorts again, and she's got long socks drawn up on her prosthetics so they don't look so obviously false again. But that doesn't stop the odd look or two every time her legs bump together with an audible clink. I shift nervously in my seat, and Emi raises an eyebrow questioningly. She doesn't seem to mind the stares. Either that or she doesn't even notice that people are staring. I'm sure she's got her fill of odd looks before. After a certain amount of time, I doubt she'd notice any more. Not that she'd ever tell me if I asked. Another fact is, I'm just uncomfortable about the bus. I can't seem to come to terms with the fact that Emi appears to be trying to bring me closer while at the same time pushing me away. The nurse says she trusts me, even if it doesn't look like it. But I'm not sure I can trust the nurse. He's protective of Emi, just like I'm protective of Emi, and I'll be likely to say something to make her look good if someone asks me about her. So he might just be doing that. Still, there was something about the way he seemed genuinely surprised that Emi invited me along. Maybe last night's talk helped more than I think, but I'm still worried. Meeting the parents is a big deal, right? Not that I haven't already met Emi's mother, but that was just an acquaintance. Just as an acquaintance. Now it's gonna be as Emi's boyfriend with everything that implies. I can feel my heart pounding in my chest, an echo of that snow-covered afternoon that feels like it was so long ago, that it might as well be another life entirely. Except then, I didn't know what was going on. I also didn't have medication to help prevent things spiraling out of control. I've come a long way in terms of my physical health. And for the second time today, I feel like I'll be able to live normally now. Or, at least as normally as possible. Now, if only I could manage my relationship as well as I've managed my heart, I'd be in great shape. Well, we're here. Hold on. Oh, feel a sneeze. Ooh, okay. Emi grabs my hand as soon as we've stepped off the bus. She starts heading down the street almost immediately. Come on, we've got a couple blocks until my place. What? Oh, okay. I follow Emi down the street, watching her confident stride. She's setting kind of a quick pace for just a walk. I guess she's anxious to get there. So does your mom do this sort of thing often? Nah, not too frequently. Mom's never been much for playing hostess. Oh yeah? Yeah, my dad was always the one pushing her to have people over. The sudden unprompted reference to her father catches me off guard. From the look on Emi's face, I'm not sure she meant to mention him. I think I've only ever heard her talk about him once. All I remember is that Emi's mom told me that he wasn't around anymore. Oh, your mom prefers solitude? Oh, bless thee, thank you. Emi laughs, either from relief that I didn't ask about her father or from finding my statement actually funny. Not at all. She's why I'm such an outgoing person, you know? She just prefers to be a guest rather than a hostess. It's less stressful that way, or so she says. Clearly, she's never had to meet her girlfriend's mother for dinner. Emi giggles again and speaks in a teasing tone. Nervous, Hisao? You shouldn't be, you know? It's not that big a deal. Just dinner at my house, that's all. Yeah, but have you ever brought home a boyfriend before? That's that part of me dreads hearing the answer to this. I know very little of Emi's past relationships. I don't even know if there were past relationships. No, I guess I haven't. Hey, maybe this really is kind of a big deal after all. Oh good, now I feel twice as nervous. Though to tell the truth, I'm pretty happy to hear that I'm the first one. Maybe we've got something special after all. Bolstered by this new thought, I have managed to calm down considerably by the time Emi knocks on her front door. Hey Mom, open up! We're here! The door swings open and Mrs. Ibarazaki, stands grinning at her daughter. The grin is still surprisingly similar to Emi's. I'm never gonna get used to that. You know, people normally wait for a few minutes before they start shouting at the door. And most mothers say hello to their daughters instead of scolding them right away. Oh, of course. Welcome home, dear. I've missed you. An affectionate hug later, we're inside, and it's only then that Emi's mom seems to remember that I'm actually here. And hello to you too, Hisao. How are you? I'm quite well, thank you. Nice to not have school to worry about for a little bit. Smiling here, he says maybe the reason why her dad isn't around is because he died. It's bothering me my first playthrough. Yeah, it's kind of funny he's not even considering the fact that, hey, maybe her dad died. Ah, yes, you finished up your exams, haven't you? That must be quite a relief for you both. It's certainly a weight off my mind, that's for sure. Mine too. I think I slept well for the first time in weeks last night from relief alone. If this news is a surprise to Emi's mother, she doesn't show it. Still, her response betrays a note of interest. Oh, is that so? I'm very glad to hear that, Emi. You know, I get worried when you get all wound up about, well, exams. Certainly, Emi's mother knows something I don't. Or rather, she doesn't know that Emi's told me about the nightmares. You need a Rupert mommy. I'm gonna muscle in on your mom next. Even your mom calls me daddy. It's interesting being able to observe how Mrs. Ibarazaki covers for Emi. That protective instinct to make sure that I don't know any more than Emi's willing to tell me. Okay, gotta go have fun dinner with Emi and her mom. Okay, see ya, Murta. Thanks for dropping by. And thanks for the hints about, like, you know, what happened during the second sex scene. That was hilarious. I suppose Emi's got more in common with quarks than I ever realized. Moves around fast, impossible to understand through direct observation. Yet, she has an effect on everyone she encounters. I wonder if Mrs. Ibarozaki will figure that out. Figure out that I know about the nightmares. Or is she just keeping everything secret from everybody? Yeah, it's not as bad as this year as in the past. Hisao helped me to stay focused. Okay, I know that's not true. She even cut off contact outside of school hours during exam week. But she did see me during the day, and she told me more than once that the morning run was the only thing she looked forward to during the exams. So, maybe it's not that much of a lie. Either way, to hear that being around has helped even a little makes me feel a bit better. Emi's mother raises an eyebrow at this statement. Either she doesn't believe Emi, or she's as surprised as I am. Well then, it appears that it's a good thing you two have become so close. I tell you to take good care of my daughter, Hisao, but it looks like you're already doing that. Emi grins at this, and seems to take pride in my having managed to gradiate myself with her mother so easily. Actually, I'd say your daughter's been the one taking care of me. She's got me out and running. I've probably been more active since meeting her than I ever was, even before. I'd actually never thought about it that much, nor had ever appreciated the humor in it. I wasn't too active before the heart attack. Pick-up games of soccer don't really count since they weren't that common. So now that I know for sure that I have a weak heart, now I run every day, pushing my luck with the help of my medication. I chuckled quietly, then realized that I never finished my sentence. Well, before I had my heart attack and wound up at school here. Comes out so casually. There's a time that I would have thought twice about talking about what was wrong with me at all. But now it just seems silly to care. Especially in the company of Emi and her mother. If Emi can be cavalier about her disability, then so can I. I think back to the track meet, where Emi declared herself the fastest thing on no legs. The fact of her obvious loss has never seemed to bother her, at least not in public. Being stuck in the wheelchair frustrated her, I know, but even that was something she dealt with on her own, despite my efforts to the contrary. Emi has a way of bringing out the more active side in people. I've never quite figured out how she does it. Those puppy dog eyes she gets, that for starters. I'm not surprised that she managed to rope you into an exercise routine. If Rin weren't just as stubborn as she is, I'm sure that Emi would have gotten her out and running with you too. Oh, that reminds me. Rin says hello. I drift to the outer edges of the conversation again as we move to the dining room to eat. It smells delicious in here, and the spread that Emi's mom has produced is impressive. Whoa, you made enough to feed an army in here. Is it too much? Well, you can always take some leftovers with you when you go. Oh, that sounds great. I can only handle cafeteria food for so long. Something home-cooked would be a welcome change of pace. The mom MILF hunting his face. Yakyo in MILF Hunter. What he said, thanks, Mom. The food tastes as good as it smells, and there's a lull in the conversation while we all dig in. Emi assaults her plate with the usual amount of gusto, and I will admit that I set it a pretty fast pace myself. That tail looks like the one. Yeah. Oh yeah? So, Hisao, I hear that you and my daughter here have gone rather close, hmm? The urge to say something like, not really, is so strong that I open my mouth to say it, but then reassert control. We are close, there's no getting around it. I mean, Emi's brought me here, hasn't she? Fortunately, both Emi and her mother seem to take my reaction as a sign that I'm caught off guard rather than considering seeing something cruel. I suppose we have. I blame the morning runs myself. You make it sound like a bad thing, Hisao. Well, I, for one, found it a relief. Oh, why is that? Emi's always been a popular girl, but never made many close friends. It is a bit of news to me. I always seen Emi chatting with her classmates in the hallways. And certainly the whole track team seems to love her, but it is true that she chooses to isolate herself during lunch with Rin and me. Not exactly the sort of behavior one expects from a popular girl, after all. Then again, I've experienced her unwillingness to get close firsthand. So, I can't say I'm that surprised. I was beginning to have my doubts. Emi rolls her eyes to the ceiling and grumbles something I can't quite make out. Huh? What? What's that you just said? Nothing? Mrs. Ibarazaki chokes on her drink with laughter. You've been hanging out with the nurse too long, Emi. I'm gonna have to talk to him about corrupting my daughter. Somehow I don't think that would be very effective. I learned most of it from you anyway, not the nurse. There's that fucking stare again. Don't listen to her, Hisao. She's a born liar. Yeah, right. Oh, I don't know, Emi. I think your mother has a point. What? You traitor! You're supposed to take my side in this. Yeah, but you did lie by your leg after the Ow! Kick of the shins from an unmistakable plastic foot cuts me off, but not before Mrs. Ibarazaki's eyebrows shoot upwards. What about your leg? It wasn't a big deal, that's all. I just was, in a wheelchair for a bit. The last few mumbled words are quickly deciphered by Emi's mother. I suspect she has experience with this sort of thing, and a worried frown appears on her face. So that's why he kept dodging my calls. Oh, Emi, I know how much you hate being in a wheelchair. No wonder you've been in such a mood lately. Yeah, she's much happier on her feet, so to speak. Well, of course. She spent enough time in a chair just after the accident. She didn't get prosthetics immediately? You got to wait for it to heal, bro. Yeah, see, exactly. You have to let it heal, and then you can get prosthetics. No, she had to finish healing up before they'd let her start the sort of therapy you've got to go through to adjust to those things. Especially since she wanted to run on them. I had no idea. Yeah, it sucked. Oh, did you see Rin's mural at the festival? Emi suddenly changed the topic, makes me realize belatedly as she'd been fidgeting the whole time her mother and I had been talking. I should have figured on her being a little skittish when it comes to talking about the accident, even around her mother. No, I didn't make it out to the festival, remember? Although I caught a glimpse of it on your track meet, it seemed pretty weird to me. I think that's more or less what she's going for. She talked a lot about it being dreamlike, or trying to make it dreamlike. Rain's art is one of those things I don't think I'll ever understand. Oh, excuse me. That's not surprising. I don't think Rin expects to be understood. She told me once that art allows people to understand stuff they wouldn't understand otherwise. But all the same, she doesn't think it actually works that way. I'm surprised that Emi's talked about this with Rin extensively enough to actually have Rin's opinion, such as it is. Although I expect that Rin could not, if she were so inclined, say the same thing about Emi's. Unless, of course, Emi is purposely keeping me in the dark about everything. Which is likely, but unpleasant to think about. I drift down this unpleasant train of thought for a while, losing track of the conversation. Hey, Emi, I've been meaning to ask. Huh? Are you going to visit your father this year? From the way she says it, you'd think Emi's mother was talking about the weather. From the way Emi reacts, it's clearly not the weather they're talking about. She flinches, a slight jerk of the head backwards as if she's been slapped in the face. Can we talk about this later? Voice sounds brittle, strained. It looks as if she's been severely shaken by the question. It seems that Mrs. Ibarazaki misjudged just how close Emi and I are. Some things, it seems, are best not conversed about with me around. Our father is one of those things. The accident that took her legs is probably another one of those things, if her reaction to the earlier conversation between her mother and myself is any indication. It doesn't take Emi's mother long to realize she screwed up. Oh, of course we can, dear. I'm sorry to bring it up. I just wanted to ask so I could make plans. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Emi fidgets nervously, as if embarrassed by her own reaction. I confess that her reaction is confusing. She only just mentioned her father to me earlier today. Less than a few hours ago, even. Why does a simple question about when she'll visit her father cause such a strong reaction? Because he's dead? Jesus fucking Christ. It really is dense. Unless whatever serenity she claimed to have reached by means of our talk the previous evening has suddenly evaporated. Or it didn't help as much as she thought. Or claimed. I'll be right back. I gotta visit the little girl's room. Emi gets up suddenly leaves the table, leaving me and Mrs. Ibarazaki alone. I look conflicted. Should I go after her or should I stay here? It's obvious that Emi's departure was not based on the call of nature. Something's bothering her and I have to know what it is. Are you sure about that? I don't know about pursuing her into the bathroom, bro. How to go about it? Oh. Uh. Um. Hmm. Take the mom. Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah, because right now I was even just saying maybe I shouldn't go after, like, pursue her to the bathroom. So maybe yeah, I should talk to her mom. Mom time. There's an awkward silence at the table for a while after Emi dashes off. I can't think of anything to say. Emi's mother sighs, breaking the silence. Sorry about that, Hisao. I sometimes forget that Emi's touchy about certain subjects. And I was talking about the wheelchair thing, too. Should I go after her? Oh, heavens, no. She didn't leave the table to continue the conversation, you know. But if she's troubled, shouldn't someone help her? Maybe she needs a moment? I know I'd be a little annoyed that if I was trying to go to the bathroom just to have a little bit of alone time to, like, catch my breath and, like, recompose myself and all that, like, I wouldn't want to be bothered right away. In fact, I can imagine myself actually feeling annoyed that someone was bothering me, like, checking on me, like, oh, are you okay? Depending on the person, I might let them in, but preferably I might want to just give me, like, that, you know, a little take 5 to breathe and all that shit, you know? Worst that can happen is you can get in better with your future-in-law. That's true. If it were anyone else, I'd say yes. But my daughter is stubborn as a mule. And if she wants to be alone, it's best to let her be alone. Otherwise, she'll probably say something she regrets, which will cause you to say something you'd regret. And I would prefer that dinner doesn't end with one or the both of you storming out of the house. If that were to happen, I'd be a terrible hostess, wouldn't I? I've already acted as a fool once today. That's okay. I should have brought up the wheelchair, apparently. Mrs. Ibarazaki frowns, clearly more bothered by Emi's omission than she let on. I wish she wouldn't do that. It just makes me worry more, you know? She does this often? What, running off to the bathroom? No, I can't say she does. Keep injuries from her mother, though. Well, that's a little more common. I wouldn't fall so in that. Falls in that statement because I like my space, yeah. That's true, that's true. Every time I catch her lying like that, she assures me that the only reason she didn't tell me is because it wasn't a big deal. If there's any consolation, I'm sure the only reason I knew about it at all was because I saw her every day. This elicits a dry chuckle from across the table. Mrs. Ibarozaki sighs, a little sadly. Still hesitant about getting close to people, huh? I keep hoping that she'll get over that. It's funny, really. She's bounced back so well from the accident, so many ways. I guess some things never really go away. By the looks of it, the whole thing still bothers her, too. She seems to be a little more willing to talk about the accident without Emi around, though. Hey, I've got a question, if it's alright. Oh? What else did Emi lose in that accident? The nurse said that she gets this way near the anniversary and she won't talk about it to me. So you thought I'd fill you in, hmm? Yeah. Hopefully. Well, there's a problem with that request, you know. Let me guess. You promised Emi that you wouldn't tell anyone she didn't want to know. And you don't know if she wants me to know. Something like that. I promised Emi that she'd be the one to tell people the full story. But isn't that important? I mean, it's clearly had a huge effect on her if she's still like this for so long after the accident happened. That's true. It did have a long-lasting effect on her. There are a few things that she'll probably never really get over. For a moment, Mrs. Ibarozaki looks incredibly saddened, as if an old wound is bothering her. I suppose there are a few things I'll never really get over either. Another dry chuckle. With a shake of her head, Emi's mother banishes the memory. Look, there's something you absolutely must understand about the way Emi thinks about the accident. Oh, what's that? It wasn't a big deal. Somehow I managed to keep my mouth from falling open in surprise, but it takes some effort. That has to be the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I beg your pardon? Okay, maybe it's not that simple, but it's a pretty accurate summation. Whoa, what the fuck? The music got more dramatic. She lost her legs on her father. Yeah, it's hard to get over, bro. But it's a pretty accurate summation. Emi believes that the accident did not define her, and that everything she lost that day didn't define her either. She's not that girl who lost her legs. She's the fastest thing on no legs. Her optimism and energy came out of that wreck without a scratch, as far as she's concerned. Yeah, it goes beyond that, doesn't it? I mean, last night she told me that she refused to rely on me because it would make losing me too painful. Not really. You said she won't tell you about the accident, even though you asked her about it before. The reason she won't talk about it when you ask is because to her, it's not something you absolutely need to know. Even if she wasn't terrified of getting too close to anyone, she still wouldn't talk about it. She's afraid of being close to me? Oh goodness me, yes. For all that talk about being unscathed by the accident, she's gained the ugly knowledge of how quickly it can all be over. So she's not going to let people get especially close to her, and she certainly would resent any implication that she cannot work through this on her own. But I don't think she can. Oh no? Are you sure you've been dating my daughter and not somebody else? Trust me, Hisao. She could get through it on her own. But she has nightmares and can't sleep well, and she does this every year. Tell me, if she wasn't able to get through it on her own, do you really think she'd still be alive? She would have killed herself, or something equally melodramatic. So what, I should try to help her? I didn't say that. I hate seeing my daughter like this, and knowing that she could rely on someone else would let me relax. You just need to understand that accepting help goes against everything Emi thinks about herself and the way the world works. If you still want to offer her help, then I guess that's your call. Honestly, I like you to, but it'd be silly not to warn you that it's not going to be easy. You just need to be patient with her. She's already closer to you than anyone else she's ever met at Yamaku. Well, it sure doesn't feel like we're very close. Good, that makes this part easier. Emi's voice very nearly gives me a heart attack. Whoa, didn't hear you come back, Emi. How convenient. Wait, were you eavesdropping? Nope, just happened to come back at the right moment, I guess. Emi, Hisao was just... Emi holds up a finger, cutting her mother off. That one's a new one. On his way out of the house? Yeah, I know. Emi's trembling with anger now, looking vaguely betrayed. Oh shit. Emi, don't be ridiculous. We were just... You promised. Oh. I thought she was just kind of fooling around a little with that little weird little smug face there, but no. The pain carried in the last word is almost too much for me to bear. The idea that I could hurt her that much is like being kicked in the gut. Emi's mother looked similarly pained by the thought. And I kept that promise. Just listen, there's no reason to go throwing people out of the house. Emi's mother seems to be both angry at her daughter's outburst and embarrassed that I'm a witness to it. There's only one real solution to this problem, I think. It's okay. I'll go. No, really, that seems a little unnecessary. No, don't worry about it. Thank you for dinner, Mrs. Ibarazaki. And for the advice. It was my pleasure, Hisao. I'm sorry we didn't get to the dessert. That's okay. I have to watch what I eat anyway. God, he fumbled. I don't know. Good evening, Emi. Mrs. Ibarazaki. From out of our conversation, coupled with the fact that I'm getting ready to leave, seems to snap Emi out of her anger. No, wait, I'm sorry. I've been so... After last night, I just thought... You don't have to go. I take it back. It's okay. I can't help but smile slightly. She can barely articulate her apology, and I really would like to stay. But I don't think I can right now. I need to think about what her mother said, and about what I'm going to do about us. I don't want to risk accidentally getting Emi angry again in her current state either. No, I think I'd better leave. You seem pretty shook up, and, well, I'd only wind up trying to help you again. I know you prefer I didn't, so I'm going to leave instead. But, hey, it's not a problem. You don't want a knight on a white charger, right? Just promise me one thing, okay? What? Don't be angry at your mom, okay? She was just giving me some advice, that's all. Emi nods hesitantly, like the simple idea is all she can grab onto at this point. She's so terribly off balance, but I can't do anything about that right now. Okay. See you tomorrow, okay? Running in the morning. Don't forget. You can see that hurt Emi by deciding to leave. But there's nothing I can do for her, as things stand. I know that she's too stubborn to admit that she wants me to stick around. I watch various emotions cross Emi's face as she tries to process everything that's just happened. Surely comes that calm look again, like last night. And that voice that tries so hard to sound careless. Sure, Hisao. I'll see you around. Both of us are unwilling to concede emotion at this point, and I'm having a hard time keeping up my facade. So I turn on my heel and walk out the door. I shut it behind me slowly, pausing for a moment as the latch catches, my hand on the doorknob. Did I make the right decision just now? Should I have stayed and tried to work things out? No, I decide. Not in front of her mother like that. In spite of everything, I'd rather keep Emi's mother insulated from the sort of anger that surfaced last night. Even though she's probably used to it, some protective instinct wants me to keep Emi's image as a cheerful girl intact. With a start, I realize my hand is still resting on the knob. I take my hand away, put it in my pocket, and head down the slowly darkening street. I let out a long breath. The wait until tomorrow morning comes isn't going to be easy. In any case, I have to think of what to say to Emi. I must apologize, and I must get through to her somehow. On that account, something has been on my mind for most of the way back to my room. The letter of apology from Iwanako. Oh yeah, you mean the one you threw away? I was so concerned about my new life when I received it that I didn't even bother to really read it. Now that I found myself in a similar position, my curiosity got rekindled. What did she want to let me know so badly? If nothing else, reading her thoughts might help me frame mine. I remember tossing it away. Yeah, where did I throw that thing? I check under my desk. That turns up nothing, so I look for harder to reach, more unlikely locations. Well, now I know where that lost sock went, at least. Still no letter, though. It's when I try sweeping my arm under my nightstand that I feel something crinkly jammed between it and the wall. Grunting a little with the effort, I reach for my prize and soon manage to bring it into the light. Bingo. I sit on my desk and spread the crumpled paper open. A flick turns on the table light. Skipping past the empty pleasantries, I look for the point where I stop reading. Ah, here it is. There are other things I want to say. I'm writing to you because I felt that there are things I should have said after the incident back in winter. I really regret that I wasn't able to say them in person, and I have no excuse for it. The truth is, the times when I visited you at the hospital made me worried about you. I'm not talking about your health. You seem to become more distant and disheartened. It was natural after something like that happened, I'm sure, but somehow I got the feeling that you had given up on something back then. Happiness, maybe. Giving up on happiness. This sounds so unpleasantly familiar. I wanted to somehow express my feelings, but the right words didn't come to me. I couldn't say anything to comfort you. I am really sorry for not being able to support you when it mattered the most. Even though I like you so much. At least now, finally, I can be more honest. If I could go back to those quiet days in February and March, I'd tell you to not give up on yourself. That's what I would say. Maybe you wouldn't have just drifted so far away if I had just said something. I hope you managed to get back on your feet on your own. Now that the distance between us is also physical, it also feels more final somehow. I wonder if we will meet again. Perhaps it's for the best if we don't. Oops. Still, if you would like to correspond with me, by all means, write me back. I'd very much like to hear about your new school and how you are doing. I wish you all the best. Sincerely, Iwanako. After finishing reading the letter, I smooth it out carefully and set it aside on my desk. Thank you, Iwanako. I wanted to answer yes to your question on that snowy winter day, but I never got to. By the time we met again, it was too late. Or so I thought. What would have happened if I had behaved differently? Back in that dismally sterile hospital room. I'm sorry. There's no point in wondering now. There's no point in trying to forget either. I am who I am because of all that happened to me and all I look forward to experience. Present, future, and past. And the past may just have taught me an important lesson now. Oh shit. Motion? No, she's got 4 acts. The sound of my alarm is an unwelcome intrusion on a sleep that's been a battle to obtain. I doubt I've been truly asleep for more than an hour or two. Too much on my mind. Did I make the right choice, leaving the house yesterday? Did I manage to get Emi to realize how unreasonable she's been? Am I ever going to manage to get her to stop being unreasonable? Emi's mom gave me a new perspective the other day, but I'm still not sure that's the right perspective. She was hurt when I left yesterday, too. I know that part of any conversation is going to have to include an apology about that. Right thing to do or not, I heard her. I hurried down to the track, eager to talk to Emi. I think I know what to say. Apologize for leaving first, and go ahead from there. Unless, of course, Emi doesn't show up. Which, from the look of things, seems like it's the case. It's been about 15 minutes since I got here, and there's no sign of her. She's never late. Not unless she's sick, which is unlikely. She probably just doesn't want to see me right now. Oh, excuse me. To take my mind off what that implies, I begin my warm-up routine and take off around the track. It clears my mind wonderfully. For the half hour I'm running, I don't think about anything but the run. However, once I finish, and Emi still hasn't shown up, I get a little worried. With any luck, the nurse will know where she is. If nothing else, I can see what he thinks I should do next. So, last night didn't go too well, I take it. Huh? You already know? I have my ways, and it's not as if I'd missed the distinct absence of your running partner this morning, now would I? No, I suppose not. So, what happened? Don't you know already? Maybe, but I could be bluffing. Perhaps I'd prefer to get your side of the story before I give any advice. I quickly filled the nurse in on the events of last night. Sorry, hold on. Oh no, I'm getting Doki Doki vibes. I think she'll be fine. I don't think it's gonna be Doki Doki level things. And he takes it all in without changing expression once. Nothing about the whole event seems to surprise him. Although, he does seem surprised when I say that I didn't follow Emi. Chose to talk to her mom instead, huh? Smart move, though I guess it didn't work out too well for you in the end. Well, I'm not sure. Emi seemed apologetic when I left, or at least she seemed that way. Until she put up her defenses again. Nurse sighs and spreads his hands in a conciliatory manner. Frankly, I'm surprised she let them down at all. Emi's had a lot of practice on that score. You probably won't get anything else out of her. I don't believe you. Oh, is that so? You think she'll tell you the whole tale? I swear I just saw the nurse's eyes glitter a little. His expression is the same, but he leans forward ever so slightly. I think she'll open up if I ask her without being an idiot about it, yeah. The nurse gives his enigmatic smile in response and shrugs slightly. I think he's enjoying his role a little too much. That's the real trick, isn't it? Are you sure you know the right way to approach the subject? I can guarantee that Emi's gonna try her hardest to pretend last night didn't happen. It'll be painfully awkward for the both of you, but it'll also be a lot safer than trying to ask her for the whole story again. It could go worse. It could go worse this time. Are you ready for something like that? Sounds like a challenge, like he doesn't believe for a minute that I'd be so bold. I actually feel a little insulted by his lack of confidence in me. Of course I'm ready for that, I love her. My outburst gets a raised eyebrow in response. Well then. Good luck. Let me know how it all turns out. Although he delivers his parting shot with the same smirk as usual, I actually think that the nurse wants me to succeed. I resist the urge to charge directly to Emi's room to prove the nurse wrong. Gone and half-cocked before, and the results were less than stellar. If I'm gonna do this, I need to figure out exactly what I'm gonna say, and how I'm gonna say it. Something to think about in class. Sure enough, by the time lunch rolls around, I think I have a good enough idea of what to say. I can do this. The bell rings, and I grab my lunch and dash up the stairs, eager to be there first. I'll need to ask Green to leave, and I'll need to... Hi Hisao. Sorry I was able to run with you this morning. I overslept. Somehow both Emi and Reen have managed to get to the roof before me. Oh, that's no problem. Last night was kind of... draining, I guess. Emi's expression isn't altered in the slightest. Yeah, sorry about that. but I've had such a weird morning since then. Oh, really? Emi proceeds to make small talk for the rest of the time. I can barely get a word in edgewise and soon find myself interjecting with a sort of back and forth dialogue that seems to have defined our early relationship. I'm not going to get anywhere on this problem during lunch, obviously. I can respect that. Emi obviously doesn't want to accidentally pull Reen into things, and that's fine. No, not that I think Reen would notice, but I can at least respect that sort of rationale. I try a different tactic. Hey, Emi, what are you up to after class today? I was thinking we could go somewhere for dinner or something. Emi looks genuinely remorseful. Sorry, Hisao. I promised the track captain that I'd stick around after practice and help some of the other kids with their form. It'll have to be some other time. Oh, yeah, sure. I'm honestly not sure what to do now. Maybe diving into things the day after would be a bad idea anyway. She might still be angry about it and just not showing it. Besides, if she's got track team responsibilities, that's fine, right? I tell myself some variation on this theme the next day. Whoa, it's fucking blackening. Then the next, I wake up, run with Emi, during which she refuses to talk about anything but the run and what she was doing the night before. And then lunch, where we sit and make small talk until the bell rings. Her new responsibilities effectively keep me from seeing her outside of school. Maybe, just maybe, I'm letting it happen because it's safer this way. Just like the nurse said. Except while it may be safer, I'm feeling more and more wretched. Emi doesn't look good when I see her anymore. Dark circles lurk under her eyes. She seems more and more distracted, and I can't bring myself to just ask what's wrong. Because the timing never seems right. I'm absolutely miserable. Damn. I mean, I know he's been conflicted before, like in past relationships stuff, but I have to admit, this is like the first where Hisao himself, like, really is miserable. Like, before he kind of made it seem like, oh no, like things are still okay, and then until they're not, right? But usually it takes a while for him to realize, after you're already on the bad ending path, for him to be like, yeah, I fucked up, this is bad, or I'm upset, I'm sad, or he finally met his match, yeah. And now this is the first time, like, I don't know, maybe I'm on a bad route, who knows? I probably am. For all I know, I might be on a bad route too. But he's outright admitted, I am miserable. And wow, like to admit to it while in a relationship with someone, oosh, ouch. All the roots offer something different, yeah. Player finally feeling the fatigue from the game. And I just realized the time. Okay, I think I should stop there. It's a very good point since, it's a new scene and we're in the final act, I'm assuming. And I guess we'll see if I ended up in the bad route or not. I don't know how many endings Emmy has, but we'll see. Um, but yeah. Jesus Christ, this fucking stream tonight, man. Was not expecting. I was hoping to just take it a little easy, tonight. That I wouldn't have to, like. What did I say was the one I had to keep for sure? That one, right? Yes. Alright, I'll save over this one. Saving throw. Okay. But yeah, like I said, I had fucking overtime today. Thought I could take it easy, be chill. No, this wasn't fucking chill. This made me feel things I wasn't expecting to feel. And I can't believe it. Of all the freaking routes I've done, Shizune's, Lily, Hanako, Emmy's is what made me fucking tear up. But of course, you know, when something reminds you too much of your own life or yourself, then it kind of hits a bit too close to home, yeah? Yeah. Let's see, not possible with this game, at least not the stage of root. It wasn't an easy read. Yeah, no, it wasn't. Ugh. But anyway, hopefully, things will get things might get better in the next route. I mean, at least I'm hoping I won't have a rough day. That this is gonna be like, oh man, I was not anticipating this. Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you for joining. I'm a little embarrassed that you guys saw me get emotional, honestly, but it is what it is, you know. So have a good rest of your morning, day, night, whatever. I will see you guys tomorrow night with more Persona 3 Portable. And oh yeah, and then after that, the next day, Thursday, will be Maneater, which I'm pretty sure is the final stream. It really looks like the end of it. About time. Alright guys. Until then, take care and bye-bye.